all you witches and beautiful spiritualists. It's me, Prosperity Witch Ellie, and welcome to my bedroom. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new around here, hello, welcome. I'm the Prosperity Witch, you can call me Ellie, and today we are talking about my 5 goals for the next upcoming year. I know this is more of like a New Year's thing, but I'm a practicing pagan, and so for me, the upcoming holiday, ritual day, whatever you want to call it, Samhain, Halloween, is like the witch's New Year. So that being said, I have 5 goals that I wrote down on a little list that I want to try to achieve over the next year, and I figured I share them with you, maybe inspire you guys to create your own list of goals that you want to try to achieve over the next year to come, and just make a nice little conversation about it. Let's go. Also, y'all say hi to my beautiful girl, my Olivia puppy. 14 years old, huh? Oh, actually, this upcoming month she'll be 15. Oh, that hurt me a little bit. Anyway, goals. Okay, so starting off with number 1, I want to live more creatively. Now, what do I mean by this? I am a fairly creative individual. I find myself working on a bunch of projects all the time, whether it's for here, for my TikTok, Instagram, what have you, even my side gig. I've done photography courses growing up, cinematography courses growing up. I've done a lot of things, mostly visual and performance related. So, like I said, I would like to argue that I am a fairly creative individual, and for those of you who know me in the day-to-day, I'm sure you'll agree. For those of you who don't, maybe you've seen some of my content, and hopefully you can also agree, I don't know. But, I wish to focus on expressing myself in a more creative outlet throughout the next year, whether that's journaling, whether that's deep diving into cinematography or filmmaking, whatever you want to call this, my TikTok, you get the idea. I mean, seriously, whether that's picking up a new creative skill such as actual like art. I am not the best artist. I can barely draw a stick figure, and I would like to maybe perhaps touch in on that and see if I can't expand it and be able to draw a stick figure or more for that matter. I'm not saying I want to be like the next Van Gogh and draw, you know, the Starry Night or anything like that, but just I want to... I'm sorry if any of y'all heard that. That was my dog coughing up something. I want to be able to just live and express myself in a more creative outlet, because sometimes, though I am a fairly creative individual, I feel like that part of my life is slacking to an extent. I mean, whether it's seeing someone inspirational on Instagram or watching a very like artsy video, and maybe this is the social media curse, if you know what I mean, of just seeing all this positive stuff and like feeling that sense of, oh, I'm never gonna be able to do that. But the trick here is I know I can do it. I just want to inspire myself and be able to learn and do that kind of creative stuff. Make those inspirational photos on Instagram. Post that really artsy video, things like that. Anyway, hell, I'll dive into arts and crafts with like sewing and embroidery, things like that. I just want to find a new creative outlet and be able to express myself fully in said outlet. Number 2 on the list is to learn more about myself and my heritage and my ancestry. For the most part, I know I'm Greek American. My father came from Athens, Greece. His whole side of the family stayed in Greece. His whole family stayed there, okay? And I do know that I have some Latino heritage on my mom's side, but I don't know to what extent and if there's anything else. And a big part of my spiritual practice at that is being able to connect with my ancestors, being able to connect with myself, know myself, and understand myself on that deeper level. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that 23andMe thing. Maybe I'll do that Ancestry DNA thing. I've been looking into the both of them. I'm trying to figure out which one is more for what I want, which, like I said, is more so just figuring out my heritage and my ancestry, things like that. So I think all of that being said, Ancestry DNA might be the way I go, but you never know. But yes, next year I really want to really just hone in on who I am spiritually, physically, and just really be able to connect with myself on a deeper level. And that to me is being able to know who I am, where I came from, who my ancestors are, things like that, what my heritage is. Because for the most part, I just tell people that I'm Greek. If you're wondering what I'm drinking today, I'm drinking I'm drinking a blend of mushroom coffee that I order every month. So I gotta have my caffeine, we already know this. All right, moving on with number 3. I want to expand my business. So for those of you who don't know, yes, I have a regular 9-to-5 day job, but I also have a side gig where I read tarot cards, I do bone readings, spell consultations, and a bunch of other things. I'll leave all of that in the description below if you're interested. And you know what? The more I thought about it lately, the more I keep on just like telling myself, that is something I want to do one day full time, all the time, just for lack of a better term, be a professional witch. And I've been offering these services for about, I'm gonna say 3-ish years now, and it's grown, but then it's hit a halt. And that's like a repeat. It'll grow, hit a halt, grow, hit a halt, grow, hit a halt. And so I think on top of like the recent rebranding kind of things that I've been doing on my Instagram, TikTok, and even here, I want to really just expand my business, my reach to other people, get clientele. To put it simply, I really want to expand my reach. Right now, I get a good chunk of people every month coming to me for my services, and I get like repeat customers, and I love everybody who comes to me. I always make it a good time, but I just feel like I could do so much more. And on that note, so I'm thinking about maybe making actual products again. For those of you who don't remember, I used to sell on Etsy. I used to sell charm bags that I handmade and shipped them off, and I gave people in like the envelopes that I sent them. I gave detailed instructions on different ways you can go about blessing your charm bag, how to really enhance it to work for what your needs are, and things of that nature. So, all that being said, I think I might go back into my roots in that sense, and not only will I continue to offer my services, but I think I'm going to re-offer my charm bag kits that I used to sell all the time. Maybe even dip back into making handmade jewelry, which is another thing I used to do on my Etsy shop, and push it out to people. I made protection earrings for one of my friends. I made some necklaces here and there, but you know, maybe since it's been a few years and I'm a little more experienced in that regard, maybe I can really hone in on what I've learned and expand upon it and make my products better, make my services better. Overall, my number 3 goal, as I said, is just to really expand and make my business prosper. Okay, moving on to number 4. It is to explore my practice on a deeper level. What do I mean by that? I mean this. So I've always felt like I was, well, not always, but recently, I felt like I've really been holding myself back in a sense in my spiritual practice. So I really want to take this time to do a deep dive and really hone in on the darker aspects of my practice, or the parts of my practice I briefly touched on but haven't really gone all in. That being death work, chaos magic, shadow work, things of that nature, the things that most people will consider, and I hate that most people consider it this, but the things that most people consider darker aspects of the craft, I've only ever really briefly touched on, and I have a good grasp of it. I understand a lot of the different concepts and my ways of going about them, but I feel like there's more to it. To put it simply, for those of you who have been living under a rock or just don't know, and that's okay, my practice is very much druidic based. I am what I call, anyway, a Hellenistic druid. That meaning, because of my Greek heritage, I do a lot of Hellenistic Greek polytheist work, while I mix it with druidry, which is very natural, very earth-based, very earth-centric, naturally and divine. And in being a Hellenistic druid, I have really found a balance in my practice of the more light work, and again, I hate using that term, but it makes it simple and easy to understand. Where was I? Oh, right. Of the lighter work and the darker work. For me, I found a very easy and very good, for me, balance on the lighter aspects of my craft and the darker aspects. But as I've said, I've always felt a little more pulled and a little more drawn to the dark, as most people do. I think it's just like the mystery behind it. But that's what I want to explore, because I feel this pull, because I feel this draw. I want to lean into it. I want to see what I can learn, see what I can do, and see where it'll take me. Believe it or not, that whole section took almost 30 minutes for me to explain. because I just couldn't form my words. But moving on to number 5. Number 5 on my list, the final thing on my list, and yes, I'm looking at it. Number 5 on my list is much like my video a couple of videos back, my pursuit towards happiness. It is still that. It is my pursuit towards happiness, but this time it's focused on letting that shit go. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Your boy is very anxious a lot of times. I got that social anxiety, I got that generalized anxiety. I am just a lot of times an anxious mess. I'm on anxiety medication for that matter. And I've made this promise to go towards a more happier life back when I turned 23 in July. And I've noticed that with me pursuing that happiness that I'm all about and going for, I've noticed that a lot of things tend to stress me out and make me a little more anxious than I would like to be, even on my medication. So to put it simply, I want to work on letting the things that constantly scare me and just float in the back of my mind go. I want to let that shit go. Whether that's through therapy, mindfulness, or any other pursuit at its time, it's just time that I learn to breathe and know that I'm okay, and allow myself to just live that less stressful life that I deserve. Okay, so I rambled on for a good long time. I love you all. Let me know in the comments any of your goals that you have for the upcoming year. If you've thought about any, or if you haven't, maybe think of some. Let's have a chat about it, you know? But I think it's time that I go. I think it's time that I officially relax. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more in the future. As always, make wise choices, make delicious pizza, and I will see you all in the next one. Mwah. Bye.